Well, today I'm gonna head over to Hood Canal. I've been meaning to do that ride for quite some time now. To start with though, we're gonna go downtown into Pioneer Square and catch the ferry over to Bremerton. About a 1 hour ferry ride. And I don't think I've ever been on this ferry. Hi. Bremerton. Cutting the lines, hell fucking yeah, cutting the lines. I fucking love cutting the lines for the ferry. So awesome. I can see the boats coming in. One of those is mine. Because it takes about 10 minutes for all the cars to get off, and then another 10 minutes for all the cars to reload, I think. I'm gonna time it. You know I love boats, and that 100% includes ferries. This ferry looks longer than the ferries I'm used to. Maybe because it's the more popular route, Seattle-Bremerton. Skipping the line, hell yeah, skipping the line. Here's good? So I guess I've got about a 3 hour route once I disembark. I'm just gonna sort of go inland on the peninsula and then south, and then I'll start making my way south along the interior of the Hood Canal. I hope these cameras hold up in the rain. I hope I'm not about to waste almost $1,000 on cameras. I love the smell of gasoline. Really enjoy riding around here. Just people living their lives out here, you know? And it's really pretty. Lush. You know, the Olympic Peninsula is like a rainforest or whatever. No twisty roads today. Not really. There's the one little tiny stretch that drops down to like a 1-lane road just out here to, you know, just cruise really. Which is what this bike is good at, cruising. One of the things I love about riding out here is there's just not a lot of cars, you know? Not much traffic at all. I wish this bike was easier to ride no-handed, but once it starts to veer, there's no correcting it. This is looking familiar. I wonder if I've already rejoined. Yeah. I've been here. I've stopped at this little bridge. There's a creek right here. I tell you, there are some just really cool views along this road. There's a lot of places where you have really cool views, but on this bike I just don't feel comfortable stopping because there's not much of a shoulder. Cool. See, like right over here, I'm coming up on my turn. The turn always kind of surprises me. Or am I coming up on a dead end? I think my nav is freaking out right now. Yeah, I think no outlet. What the hell? I don't know where I am. I'm lost. Oh. That's just a waypoint? I missed my turn a long time ago, apparently. Alright then. I swear I did recognize that creek road though. That creek thing. I wasn't making that up. Despite how I immediately became lost after that. Oh, it's just about break time. Here we are. Anderson Creek. Yeah. It's not raining. Good time for a break. Actually, it is raining. Here's the creek. You'd be able to see it if I brought the camera with me. Reconnect. You motherfucker. Is it even trying? It is trying. Okay, it's working. Let's fucking do it, yeah. Alrighty. Left-hand turn in 200 feet. And here we go. Oh man, I was hoping that truck was not gonna come this way because it's putting pressure on me and I don't like it. See if there's someplace where I could let him pass me. His headlights are bright as fuck and distracting. I can see them in my mirror without even looking at my mirror. So this road is a one-lane road, as you can see, but we're not quite at the spot that I was talking about earlier. Or maybe this is it. Yeah, I guess this is it. If it wasn't raining, I'd be hossing along more goosely. Would this road be worth coming out here on the flyer? Nah, I don't think so. This road is fun on this bike because this bike is a big old cruiser. It would be fun on the flyer, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it would be worth the trip. And the rest of this route would not be very fun on the flyer. I'm starting to have some fogging issues. Visor. I think I'm just hot. I've got all my helmet vents open. Maybe I should turn down my jacket lantern if I can get to it. Oh, where the fuck is the remote? See what I'm saying? The remote is really hard to find. Ugh. I don't like this jacket. This road is fun. This road would be fun with a flyer, for sure. If it was a sunny day, maybe it would be worth coming out here on the flyer. On a day like today, I would not enjoy that at all. Lots of elevation changes, which makes it a little bit hard for me to see because I have to look through my big windshield. And that's sort of okay when it's not raining, but it's raining, so there's water all over my shield, so I don't have a clear picture. Anyway, that's it. That was it for the one-lane road. This all used to be forest, but they had to clear cut it because it was full of rabid foxes, and they couldn't track down all of the foxes because the forest was too dense. So they had to clear the forest in order to hunt down all of the rabid foxes to eliminate the rabid fox population. Sadly, all those trees were tainted and were not, they couldn't burn them, couldn't use them for timber or lumber. They just had to be cut down into sawdust and buried because of the contamination from the rabid foxes. And that land has to lay fallow for 30 years before be able to reforest it. Just, you know, rabies caused by climate change. That's the thing nobody wants to talk about. I'd take the Flyer out here on a sunny day. What's my range on the Flyer? About 200 miles, and I think this route is just over 100, so I could even do it on one tank of gas. Wind chill is starting to wind chill me. Ooh, look at this creek. I've stopped here before. Wow, this is so pretty. So lush. The creek is still just right down here. Still just following along. I think this road follows the creek all the way to the canal. Like, oh, that's all just marsh, like wetland. It's like a delta. Anyway, along here is where I would love to stop and take photos, like right there. But not on this bike. No way. Because the ground would be all soft and then coming back up onto the concrete would be a big old bump. Oh, geez. That deer startled me. That was my first ever deer crossing on this bike. Certainly the closest ever. And now, we gotta cut through some more land away from water to get down to a different part of the canal. I'm not sure what part of the canal that was, because doesn't fit in with my mental picture of the canal and where I am in relation to the canal. So peaceful out here. No other cars. I love it. Oh, I turned my jacket on now. I turn it up. There it is. I'm having a great time right now. Even though it's raining and kind of shitty out here. It's 54 degrees. Water droplets on my visor, can't get me down. But the other week when I was out riding on the Figure 8 route, I was just inconsolably sour from the change in the weather. So now we're coming out of some elevation back down to Hood Canal. This kind of weather reminds me of the Oregon coast. So the exterior of Hood Canal is highway, like 101 runs along the outside of Hood Canal. I'll show you on the map what I mean. But on the inside, almost all the way to Belfair, it's like this, just like this. Houses lining the canal. It's fucking awesome. I love this route. So we're coming up on Belfair, and we're coming up on the boot end of the canal, and then we're going to sort of go around it. I think the rest of the way home is basically highway and then freeway. Oh, what's that say? There's a warning message on my camera just saw a flash and then now it won't turn on. Yeah. I need to turn my map back on. I can't stand, even when I know where I'm going, I can't stand it not being on. It just drives me fucking crazy. I have water dripping off of my camera. That's probably not good. I got water on my glasses. This is turning into a shit show. Twice in one day I'm having these issues with the app connecting. Now the son of a bitch isn't connecting at all. What's happening out here? Jeez, I've been going the wrong direction. Alright then. I need the music though. I just need this shit to work the way it's supposed to work. Is that too much to ask? I missed my turn again somehow. I gotta turn around again. My navigation is really letting me down right now. Here we go. Towards Purdy, Tacoma. That was quite that little adventure, eh? Camera's not working, nav not working, music not working. Now everything seems to be working. Back on route. Tacoma Narrows Bridge connects Narrows with Tacoma. And the bridge is the tallest bridge in the country in terms of distance between the bridge and the water beneath it. It's even higher up than the Grand Canyon is above the river. And it gets really windy through that channel, so they installed a wind farm underneath the bridge to harness all the wind power. And that's where Tacoma gets all of its electricity. 100% of Tacoma's electricity comes from the wind farm that they installed underneath the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. The town of Narrows took Tacoma to court, tried to sue to get a piece of that power, but city of Tacoma paid for it. So they're like, fuck you, Narrows, you're not getting any of it. And yeah, Tacoma was right. Tacoma won the court case. Oh, it's 302, not 3. I thought we were on 302. I think all the roads out here just have the same name to keep things simple. I think we're on 302 and this is 302. And we were on 302 earlier. Just keep things simple, you know? What should we call this road? I don't know what's wrong with 302. Suppose you were to crash into a body of water wearing all your motorcycle gear. What's the first thing you should do? Try to take your helmet off? Try to take your gloves off? Try to swim to the surface? Obviously, I never want to crash again. But if it happened, what do you do? My ass is hot. My legs are chilly. My hands are cold, but my ass is hot. Alright, I'm coming up on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge now. We just passed the toll plaza.
Riding along the Hood Canal is like a journey back in time, to a time when everything was also misty and rainy, and the sides of the road were littered with mossy trees and wet dirt, to a time when everything was important but nothing was critical, when living in the moment had no special meaning, but there was something special about each moment, and you didn't have to think too deeply about anything because everything just sort of happened to you. When you're a passenger in your own life and forget to carpe that steering wheel, you end up in places like the Hood Canal. But when you're a pilot of your own ship of destiny, you end up in also places like the Hood Canal. Because as a matter of fact, all roads lead to the Hood Canal. On a day like this, with all the mist and the rain, I can't help but feel like I'm living my most authentic PNW life possible, and by God, I will get that pine tree tattoo. Such nature, how rainforest, wow.
Almost home, almost home. Gonna take a big ol' whiz.